Hi, my name is Lanita Duke, and welcome to our focus group premiere party for the video Dating in the Hood. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking now. We're going to show the video to a wonderful group of people that took the time out of their busy schedule to come by and tell us what they felt about this video. This video, or rather this party, is also a celebration of the hard work the cast members did this summer. So stay tuned for Dating in the Hood, domestic violence.
Everybody seems to be in domestic violence or doing domestic violence and accepting domestic violence. It doesn't seem to be wrong in a lot of people's minds that I know and that I've come in contact with. It seems to be a more in thing than an out thing.
About a year ago, before I went to jail, I was drinking a lot and had a lot of issues. So I guess what they say is where I get my my anger was from some of the issues with my dad not being there. I'd get really drunk, and you know, me and my girl started fighting. Once, her and her friend was at the house, and me and her friend were fighting. Because I was fighting with her friend, she wanted me to stop. Me and her started going at it, and she pushed me. So I picked her up and threw her against the wall.
I'm a victim in domestic violence, and I'm also a perpetrator. I have been there and done that. And the reason why it has been affecting my life, I feel, because not only me, my anger problem, I feel, was hurting me otherwise, because I'm running and hiding feelings, and I'm coming back with them same feelings and taking drugs and all that, and that ain't, once that drug and that high gone, they right back, and the same old feeling is right back.
Someone help break the ice for them, you know, they still shy and stuff. We passed out some focus group forms. Please fill those out, and you can get a copy of the video on your way out. What's your name?
Lorraine Sanchez, I'm Timothy's mother.
Tell us what you, turn around, Lorraine. What you think of the video? Quiet on the set, because you guys are a set.
Quiet on the set.
Well, first of all, it's good to see that they're teaching them young, that they're learning something while they're young. It's realistic. I've seen it myself. I haven't been in it, but I've seen it myself. So I thought it was really realistic, and I'm glad to see that they're learning while they're young.
Any advice you could give on how we could have made that video better?
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, we love her, yes.
Yeah, well, he told me a little bit about what he was doing here and stuff, and how a lot of the research is from their own real life things that go on, so I don't see any better way to do it.
Yay! Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And Tim, you just heard your mother talk, and I know you can talk to your mom. What did you think of the video?
I thought it was good.
Why was it good?
Because I was in it.
What did you think of your piece? We called it, in production, we called it Tim in Jail piece. What did you think of your Tim in Jail piece?
That was the only part I wanted to see.
Okay, thank you. Any advice how we could have done it better? You think we could have done a better job? No? Okay, thank you, Tim. Domestic violence is against the law.
Their partners are their property. You can't leave me because I own you. You can't leave me because you're mine. If you leave me, I will kill you so that nobody else will have you. That's property. And so when you're thought of as property, you can be disposed of. Someone can dispose of you and get more property. And that attitude, that state of mind, is what keeps us in this cycle of violence.
I told her not to say them things to me. Why'd she say those kind of things to me? She knew it'd make me mad. I'm the man. I'll show her who's in control. What was I doing? I could have did something different. I didn't want to hit her, but she made me. Why'd I do that? I should have thought before reacting. Domestic violence is against the law.
Marcy, you're in the very last scene, and I should note that this video is one of 3 videos. This is our video to play in the classroom for middle school age kids. We're going to make another video that included more parental advice in our video for TV viewing, and then we wanted to make a video with just all the raw footage, which is about 4 or 5 hour video. But we have to get funding for that. But again, this video is only for classroom production, and I didn't think 13-year-old kids wanted to see parents act. So we wanted to just focus in on incidents and situations and skits that we thought 13 and 14-year-old kids would want to look at. Marcy, what did you think of the video?
I thought it was good.
Why was it good?
Because it showed a lot of points in domestic violence and how it affects people.
You think going way back when you're 13, you'd want to look at a video like this?
If I was in a situation with domestic violence, I think if I was to see a video like that, it'd help me out in my situation.
Okay.
Well, but what happened to you? It happened again, but he promised me that it wouldn't happen no more, and I believe him this time, because the way he was talking to me, it was different, you know? It's been 5 years, it's been going on for 5 years. I know, but this time it was just different, you know, different reasons and stuff. You know, when he told me, he was crying, telling me he loved me, telling me, promised me that it would never happen again. Well, I'm here for, you know, I don't think you should be putting up with this stuff, you know? You're too good to be dealing with this, but I can't tell you what to do. But I did talk to my mom, and my mom said you can live with us if you want to. You don't have to live with him. You know, if that's why you're with him because you need a place to stay, you can stay with us. It's real cool, and I really appreciate it.
Jose, what do you think of the video? Now, do you feel more comfortable in talking? See what a producer has to go through, people? What do you think of the video, Jose?
It was good.
Why was it good?
Because we did it as a team.
Ah, very good. We did it as a team. Interestingly enough, we're going to stay together as a team because we got a small grant from the Department of Community and Family Services to go into the middle schools with this video. So it won't be older people telling younger folks what to do. It'll be younger people presenting the video and talking about their experiences during the summer of '97. So Jose, right on, we stay together as a team.
You're supposed to ask me how we could.
Oh, how could we have done it? Yeah. See what a producer has to go through? How could we have produced the video better? What could we have done better?
Put me in it more.
Very modest young man.
How many times I done told you about that, man?
I just got out of jail over it, man. Domestic violence is no joke.
Man, my girlfriend's mom just talked to me that like, it's against her family. About domestic violence is against her family. You know, she said if you ever touch my girl, call her out of her name. She said she got 16 brothers or something like that. It's not even about 18 brothers. It's about she's a human being. You know, you gotta respect the girls, and I learned that because I've been through all that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no wimp if you go. Have you been to anger management?
Man, I ain't going to no anger management, man.
Why?
That sucks, partner.
I've been there. You know what I'm saying? That ain't. You learn a lot from it. You know.
Yeah, you control that anger, man.
Look, man, I used to have an anger problem, and you know what? I win. You know what I'm saying? Look what it done for me. I gotta be beating up on women and stuff like that. I mean, you shouldn't either.
I just got off the pen over that, man.
Look, this fool was doing months.
Man,
what else can you do to him, man? Man, you gonna have to talk about that,
man. Take your time out, man. Sit down and talk to her.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you do it for the homeboys? Take anger management. You know.
From them kids, man.
And then later on, you know you're not gonna be able to do it for the homeboys. You gotta do it for yourself.
And I heard you had to go to court too, man. So hey, man, you better do that, man.
It's gonna take some time, man. But if you really care for them kids and stuff, I mean, girl, you do it, man.
It's up to you.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Hey, man, you gonna have to handle that, man.
That stuff's against the law,
Handle
man.
that,
You can't be
man.
doing that. We don't want to see you in jail, man. You don't want to be in jail.
Don't you want
What
to
about
kick
them
it,
kids?
party? You know.
Family.
So y'all gonna come to counseling with me?
Yeah, we'll go.
You need the support, man. We're here.
Yeah.
I'm there for you, man.
You can
No, I
stay
can't come home. You want me to stay with you tonight?
Stay with me, man.
as long as you want, right?
As long as you need it. We got a spare bedroom and everything, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
You know, this young woman, it happens to be our youngest talent, and I didn't think Kenyatta was going to make it, but after one bumpy start, Kenyatta not only made it, but happens to be in one of the most popular scenes, the horse playing scene. And you know, you got to watch some quiet ones. And boy, when they explode, Lord knows do they explode. Isn't that right, Kenyatta? What'd you think of the video? Don't get mad at me, though. What do you think of the video?
I like it.
What did you like about it?
Because people said some really good things.
Any ways we could have improved as a cast and crew? No. Okay. Thank you, Kenya.
Boy, why don't you leave me alone? That's why you act like a little kid.
Who, me? Man, why is you a Mark though? Why you gonna treat me like this?
Boy, you a Mark. You better pick that up, because I ain't picking it up.
No.
You threw it on the ground.
No. Now what you gonna do?
Tanisha. Now, I was playing with Tanisha earlier because I got so frazzled in preparing this premiere party that I called her 2 or 3 times, and she asked me a rather difficult question. She asked me, was I on drugs, when I called her the second time, but that's all right. Tanisha, what did you think of the video?
I thought the video was real good, and everybody tried hard to do their part and play their part. I think everybody did a good job.
How do you think we could have made it better?
I think we could have made it better. I don't know, sometimes people wouldn't take it very seriously. You know, people would have buckled down and really got to their roles more, but it was good though. I think we did good.
Okay, thank you.
You didn't ask me how it could be improved.
How could it have been improved?
Okay, I think it would have been improved if we would have been able to like have more, you know, props and things, you know what I'm saying? Things that we could have, you know, really got into it. But, you know, we kind of had to just do what we had, but we did good with that.
Tanisha brought up a good point. We did with very little resources. In fact, we got some of our money, the majority of our money came from the city of Portland. They had a budget shortfall in between ballot measure 47. Elise, tell me if I'm explaining this right. It's ballot measure 47 versus ballot measure 51. Is that right? So there was some extra money. So rather than spending all the money on police officers, and Barrios, I see you up there, we want more of you, okay? Rather than spending all the money on police officers, they wanted to spend some money on prevention. Is that correct? And so a very little chunk of that money came to the House of Emoja, which in turn came to us, and we created this group. A lot of these youth are from a lot of different organizations, such as the Youth Gang Program, Portland's House of Emoja, the Albania Youth Opportunity Schools, and Genesis. A lot of different organizations we came together. Thank you, Tanisha, for bringing that point. I'll go sit down.
I understand that you're dating my daughter, and I understand that you guys are real good friends and everything, but I want you to respect our family rules. And let me just tell you a little bit about that. Our family rules state that nobody in this family gets abused. If Tanisha and you get in an argument and you're out somewhere, all you have to do is take her to a phone booth, because she has a quarter every day to call me. She does not get hit. She does not get verbally abused. She does not get dumped in the street. She always, always can contact me. If you two get in an argument or a fight, put her in a taxi. I'll pay for it. She can come on home. I will not put up with that, and neither will anybody else in this family, and that's how we live this family. That's how we've always lived our lives. So I just wanted you to be aware, so that if anything like this happens, you know exactly what to do, because if you don't do it, we'll be looking for you.
Johnny, what do you think of the video?
Besides that,
I gotta put something else.
Quiet on the set.
The video was a good movie.
Any ways we could have made it better?
No.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you, Johnny. Chris, what do you think of the video?
It was alright to me. It was alright. I like it.
Any ways we could have made that better? Made the video better?
If we could have had more time and have more time really.
Chris is absolutely right. We did this video in 30 days. 30 days ago, we were in Matt Dishman filming it. Chris is absolutely right. Spent 2 weeks editing it, and bam, there you go. He's absolutely right. That's my biggest problem working with young people. I just don't have enough time, but we do the best we can, right? All right, Chris, thank you. Nasir, what did you think of the video?
The whole video was really insightful, had a lot of truth to it. I liked it, but the only thing I think we needed was a little more money, some more time. Everything that was good, you know. I learned a lot from it, and I worked with everybody else. It's a good video. That's it.
Okay, very good. Any ideas how we could have made it better?
I don't know, we could have made, just put a little bit more scenes into it, you know, some more, some realistic situations, whatever, you know, what have you. I mean, everything else was cool though, it was a good video.
Okay, thank you.
Good job, sir.
Chandria, we ended the video, Shandia, I messed her name up. She wasn't originally a talent, but we saw her at, be quiet you guys. See what I had to go through, you know? But that's all right. Amika, I see you too. She attended a domestic violence vigil that was held during the month of August. And we saw her there, and she was so courageous to come on and talk about her experience as a survivor of domestic violence. You're not mad at us because we put you in the end, are you? Okay. Tell me what you thought of the video.
It was good.
Why was it good? Speak up.
I'm sure people will learn a lot from the video.
You know, your scene at the end was truly revolutionary. You know, people are going to see this over and over again. They're going to come to you on the streets and they're going to say things to you. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Any ideas how we could have made it better?
It was good.
Basically, that I had been in a domestic violence relationship for the past 3 years, and I was a survivor.
Now, there's that cycle of domestic violence where, you know, he hits you and you go back, he hits you, you go back. Tell us, how did that cycle play out in your relationship?
The first time, when it first started, it was like a slap here and a slap there. And then it was like things being thrown across the room, you know, and my children were always there. And so it was like I didn't say anything, you know, for the sake of my children, because I didn't want anything to happen to me to where I was taken away from them.
What made you decide to leave?
After the last time he hit me, and then the fact that my children, they were threatening to take my children away. SDF was threatening to take my children away. So, and besides the fact I decided I didn't want to go through that anymore, you know. So I went ahead and did what I had to do.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of you deciding you didn't want to go through it anymore?
It was after I had my children, I had gotten pregnant again, and I terminated the pregnancy. And that pissed him off, and then he was at my house, and a guy called my house for me, and he lost it. And he hit me in my head with a 22-ounce beer bottle.
What advice could you give other young women that may be in the same situation?
Basically, it would be that when they hit you, they tell you they love you. They don't love you. It's not love. That they should not go back for the simple fact that it's just going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And there's no love in the fist.
Amika, hey, Mr. Kelsey, Amika said you were gone with the camera, which lets me know she wants to be on camera. Turn around there. Amika, what do you think of the video?
You don't want to be on camera.
Go ahead.
What do you think of the video? Come over here, Amika. What do you think of the video?
I feel that the video was okay for the little part that I came in and seen, and I feel like my part could have been a little brighter because it did make me seem like I was just, you know, black on there. You know, it could have been a little brighter. You know, I know I'm black, but other than that, it was okay.
Any advice how we could have done better or made it better?
We should have had more time on it than just 30 days. I feel that if we would have had more time than that, then it would have been better.
Thank you.
Oh, you gonna hit me? Put your hands on me? Oh, I don't think so. After I done carry your child for 9 months, suffering pain in the hospital, labor pains, and you wasn't there with me, and you think you gonna put your hands on me? Oh, I doubt it. I don't think so. Not long as I stand black and strong, you ain't gonna never hit me.
Tasha, come on.
Tasha, lawyer.
And while Tasha comes up, please fill out the focus group form, and we have some videos for those of you who came. I hope we have enough, though. Tasha, what do you think of the video?
It was cool.
What was so cool about it? I tell you, the Portland Public School got a lot to answer for in the education of our children. Why was it cool?
Because I liked it, man. It was all right.
Why was it all right?
Because it taught us something that we know about. Now we know not to hit on people, so it was cool.
What could we have done to make it better?
Nothing. It was cool. We needed more time, but you know, it was cool, man.
Well, we have Elise, I hate to put you on the spot, but you are from the mayor's office, so you carry the most clout here out of all us lowly folk. Could you come up here and say something to the crew? And this is Elise from Mayor Vera Katz. She didn't diss us today. I understand she had another engagement. I'm not trying to put her on the spot either. But please let her know that people in Portland, her constituency, are really hurting. And it's awful to feel so bad in your heart to be in Portland, Oregon, because everything is so pretty around here. And it just makes you hurt even more so. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because Portland, Oregon is a relatively pretty city. Everything is so green, and you're hurting inside, and you don't see it. So I know the mayor never hears people say those things to her, because everybody's trying to be her friend and everything, but would you let her know that we're really hurting? Our kids are hurting.
Yes, I will let her know that. What I'd like to do, ladies and gentlemen and young people, I just want to give a big thank you and round of applause to Miss Lanita Duke. Give it up, tonight. Give it up, tonight. Give it up to Lanita. I just want to say that I thought the video was wonderful. I'm glad that the City of Portland was able to be a small participant. I wish we could have given more and done more. Domestic violence is a situation that Mayor Katz has been very interested in and is very appreciative of the role that you young people played in the video. And I'd like to just let you all know that you have a great resource in the community with Lanita. When we first heard that Lanita wanted to do this video, we didn't know much about the video, what the quality would be, what it would be about, what the content would be. But I've known this lady for a long time and know the quality of her work and the way she can engage young people to learn and grow. And it didn't matter to me about the details. When I heard Lanita Duke wanted to do a video, I desperately wanted to go out and help her find the resources to do it because I have a lot of confidence in her ability. And to all of you young people that were involved in the video, the one message I would give to you is go out and share what you've learned with your friends. Because the most important thing that I got out of the video is that you are somebody and you need to respect yourself and your fellow brothers and sisters. And again, I just want to thank Lanita and all the young people, but especially Lanita for being somebody in the community willing to work with youth and do something positive. Thank you so much, Lanita.
Actually, I love this video. What I really liked about it is it made it very clear, at least as I watched it from my perspective, that this issue isn't just one for adults, about adults. It's about kids, it's about young people in relationships. And I think too often we have a stereotype that tells us something else. And I think it's critical we bring this into classrooms and to adults as well to show them that this is a youth issue as well.
Any advice how we could have made the video better?
I can't think of any. You know, I thought it was great.
Okay, well, we couldn't have had this premiere party without you. So we wanted to just give you this. Lord knows Delani needs as much publicity as they can do. That's another issue. David Barrios is a street police officer, and what I tried to do in the video, are we rolling? What I tried to do in the video was stay away from the people with suits and ties. I wanted to get somebody on the streets. So David, I've never seen him in a suit and a tie, so he was qualified on that end. Nope, not a suit and a tie. David, thank you for being in Dating in the Hood. What did you think of the video?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and when I came to talk to the students, I really had the idea that I'd have to really work hard, but I was surprised. You know, I brought my little handcuffs and everything. You know, I was going to try to entertain them, but they kept me going. They gave me the kinds of questions and feedback that I really was looking for in the film. So.
You know, there's one thing we didn't show in that video, and that is that domestic violence calls are the most dangerous calls for a street officer to make. JR, could you turn this mic up, please? The most dangerous calls for a street cop to make. Why are the domestic violence calls so dangerous?
Well, because, you know, we're talking about a lot of emotion and a lot of people really feeling their worst. And when they do that, they often lose control, and sometimes the violence extends itself to the police officers that arrive. And it's just a very, very dangerous situation across the country.
Well, David, to show you our appreciation, Ms. Johnson, we have, this is Bob Bernstein. Where's David's? Oh. We want to show you, we appreciate you being in the video, and can we have a video for Officer Barrios, please?
Thanks so much. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
no, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sharon was from the City of Portland Crime Prevention, and Sharon advocated within the city to make sure that we had this money to do Dating in the Hood. What do you think of, what did you think of the video?
I was really impressed. This isn't the first of Lanita Duke's videos that I've seen, but this is a really important message, and I really hope that the schools will take this video and that you will be able to have the young people be part of the presentation and work with kids so that they can talk openly and maybe do some problem solving. That's where it's going to have the strongest impact, and I applaud you.
Any advice how we could have made the video better?
Actually, I filled out the form and I did give you some concrete things, yeah.
Well, on behalf of the cast and crew of Dating in the Hood, Ms. Johnson?
It's okay, I'll grab it.
Sandra, on behalf of the cast and crew, thank you so much. Make sure Operation Refocus gets that. I don't have to go to any more meetings, do I?
No,
all right, hallelujah.
Take care.
Okay, thank you.
Johnny Gage's, so, oh, it's just signed by Johnny, I got it.
Right, you got it? Okay.
I thought it was great. It was really impressive to me, first off, in terms of how the definition of domestic violence was broadened. So, I mean, the one kid was talking about in terms of it's not just hitting someone, so people can understand that. And it was also really fun to be learning not just from the experts, but also be learning from the cast and hearing what they learned while they were making the video. So it was a nice combination.
Any advice how we could have made the video better?
No, I thought it was terrific.
Just say what I want to say?
Yeah, say what you want to say.
Oh, okay. I learned that being overprotective, try to control your girlfriend is not right, and if you don't have that good relationship, then you shouldn't be in that kind of relationship at all.
I learned that there's more to domestic violence than hitting, as verbal abuse and mental abuse.
I learned what domestic violence was, is that you could mentally abuse someone or physically abuse someone, and there's just more to it than just hitting someone, you know, that like cussing at them and telling them where they can go and where they can't go, or what they could do and can't do.
You think this project will impact the way you deal with women in the future?
I think it already did.
How so?
Just the way I think of things.
I learned that most domestic violence starts over little things.
Such as?
Such as going out with your friends, not having your food on time, just wanting to get out of a relationship.
I learned that domestic violence really affects women. And if us men don't work together, it won't just get done with just by the women. So, you know, I just learned, you know, I gotta be more respectful to my women like I was raised.
Chris, what did you learn from this project?
Not every time somebody hits me to hit them back. Well, a female.
Learned that if a guy's mistreating you or making you do things you don't want to do, you don't need to be with him.
Pastor Cleveland from Lutheran Inner City Ministries has been working with young people very, very quietly for a number of years here in the city. Pastor, this is your second premiere party. We had a lot better turnout this time than last time, right?
Yeah, it looks really good. It looks well received.
Pastor, what did you think of the video? Did you get an opportunity to watch it all?
Yes, I did. I thought the good thing about it is that you utilize youth from the community, and I know for a fact that you learn from experience a lot. And with this experience that they learned growing up, you know, they'll know a lot about domestic violence. I like that.
Any advice how we could have done a better job?
Brothers are abused too, Miss Duke. And I don't know what you call it, but...
call it domestic violence too.
I'd have another name for it, but...
what name is that, Pastor?
Oh, right. We can't disclose that on television, I don't think, but I think that to end in a positive note of showing how we can work through the couples or those who are together can work through that. maybe if you could show one clip of how a couple worked through that, that would be very educational.
Okay, first of all, I want to tell you that you did a great job, and it's helped my brother a lot. I mean, I can see it on him and the way he's changed. And another thing I want to say, as a victim of domestic violence myself, I want to say that what we need is more programs that can help us as women. I didn't see much of it in the video. I saw a couple of it, but I didn't see much about information about where they can call, where they can, if they don't have a place to stay. Yeah, there is friends, but the friends are not always going to be there. So there needs to be more, phone numbers to be calling, more information about where they can call. They need to know that there is places that they can go, that there is someone that cares about them, because most of the time we as women think that there's no one else that cares about us, that is why men beat us. So we need to know more information about it. I mean, you guys did a great job, but I need to see more information, more phone numbers on those videos, so that if someone, I mean, there's a lot of women, young women, as a teenager that gets beat up, like myself. I'm a teen mom, and in my way of living, if that was to happen to me again, and if I didn't want anyone to know about it, I could just watch the video, see the number right there, call myself without anybody knowing, anonymous, and that's what the video needed the most, just phone numbers so that we can call. But other than that, you guys did a great job.
And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We should have done that.
I want to say something first, though. Hey. No, wait. Hey, I got something to say. Hold on. Hey, up here. Hello? Whoa. That one scared me. Okay, I want to say something real quick. It's like, hold on. See, like, when I was in 9th grade, I was like real bad. Just like real bad, right? And I dated Sarah right here. And she wrote me a poem. And I want you guys to listen to it, because it's real good. So, she's gonna read it.
It's called Last Time I Saw You, dedicated to Jose Sanchez, aka Little Angel. You don't have a chance, you can't run away, so you become the things that are around you. They say be in the world, not of the world, but the pressure's too strong, you do just the opposite. She's not getting in the shower. You become all the... You want me to start over?
Yeah, here, hold on for this.
Okay.
I haven't seen her in 3 years.
Okay. This was written on March 14th, 1996. Last Time I Saw You, dedicated to Jose Sanchez, aka Little Angel. You don't have a chance, you can't run away, so you become the things that are around you. They say be in the world, not of the world, but the pressure's too strong, you do just the opposite. You become all the things that your parents didn't want you to be, but you can't stop. You've gotten in too deep, you can't turn back. You feel you won't be accepted if you do. You can't stand to be in that foreign state of mind. You don't know anything else but negative energy, so you stay with the only thing you know and go deeper and deeper into the game. Fight for your homie, fight for your pride, fight for your respect, because you don't know if you're going to live another day. Life doesn't mean anything to you anymore. The next thing you'll ever know is death.
Mary Karter, today we're not picking on the Portland Public Schools, although I did have a Freudian slip where I said something about the, but that's all right. What'd you think of the video, Mary?
Wonderful. It was so wonderful. I mean, I sat there and I cried. It reminded me of so many things that I've experienced, as well as things that I see our students experience. And I think it's wonderful that this can go out to the schools, and I've got my copy right here, where young people can talk to young people and tell them it's not okay to abuse or to be abused.
Any advice how we could have done a better job?
I think you did a fantastic job. You always do.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, well, you take care. Thank you for coming. So we're not even going to mention about Beerworth retiring and how happy we are and how we think it's disingenuous for him to work with at-risk kids and he never gave a damn about them when he was superintendent here. We're not going to say that, Mary. Linda, again, we couldn't have done the video, at least made the copies that we're giving away tonight and that we will give away to the schools if it hadn't been for you. As the coordinator of Multnomah County's violence prevention team, what'd you think of the video?
I really liked the final product. I think that it's going to be very useful because it is kids talking about their own issues. That's the most important thing, that they can share what their perspective is and what kinds of experiences they've had. So that has some impact on their friends in terms of, well, we're going to stop this cycle.
You know, I've noticed in a lot of traditional domestic violence stuff, they sort of diss the boys, they alienate young men. Do you think the fact that we made a conscious effort to reach out to young men, that would have an impact on trying to get them to maybe change some of their behavior?
That's where it's going to have to be. We're going to have to. It's going to have to become a men's issue as well as a women's issue. Because in the past, well, it has been a women's issue, mostly because women have been the most victimized. So we really have to go a long way to help protect women and keep them safe. But unless the young men start learning other ways of behaving, then we're never going to get to the place where we need to do. It's going to take both sides to really get us to a place where we can get this to stop.
Any advice how we could have done a better job other than more time?
No, I think the video itself is a good product, but I think just the process of making it was the critical part. The educational process that the young people went through, the amount of hours they spent learning about this stuff, because the video will go a long way to see a lot of other kids, but this group of young people was impacted just by the educational program that they went through. That's the most important part.
What is domestic violence? Domestic violence is violence that occurs between people living together in a household. And dating violence is verbal or physical abuse between those who are going together.
When somebody tries to control you, physically abuse you, or mentally abuse you, that's domestic violence.
Verbal abuse. If someone clowns, or fronts you off.
Such as you and your partner are going somewhere and you don't want to be there and you're being mistreated, then that's domestic violence, like doing something against your will, being forced to do it.
Physical abuse. Holding you down during an argument, pushing, shoving, hitting, and slapping. This is not love.
Domestic violence is when someone takes advantage of you. That's domestic violence.
Give me an example.
An example would be when someone asks you to do something or say something that you don't want to, just to prove that you love them or care about them.
90% of the victims of domestic violence are women. 90% of the batterers or perpetrators are men.
I work specifically with young women, and in my many years of working with young women, I have noticed that many of them have come from homes of domestic violence, and what they bring, the baggage that they bring with them, is a feeling of no self-esteem, and I know that word is used a lot, but no value of self. I'm here as an object to someone else. I've had experiences with young women in groups struggling with 12 and 13 years old to lose their virginity, but he said he'll like me if. And he doesn't like me. He goes to see his girlfriend, and then at nighttime he slips through, he comes in my window, but he never speaks to me at school. And I'm seeing that more and more of young women not loving who they are, knowing who they are and what they have before they give it away. And it's something that we all need to be aware of, educated around, and work with.
God allowed my mother to create me for loving purposes and not to be some man's punching bag.
Talk to me, don't hit me. I got a name, I don't need any others.
Talk to me with respect.
I'm here to stand beside my man, not behind him.
If you don't like it, you can leave.
I will not be abused, I will not be pushed around, and I will be respected.
Well, it was very good, very appropriately done. I think on my evaluation, I did indicate that I thought it should be viewed by elementary, middle school, and high school and also a discussion period after the video so that the kids really get the essence of domestic violence.
Any ideas how we could have done it better?
Well, I think that you did a real good job for the short period of time that you had the video. And so I think probably in terms of doing it better, being able to interview men who would be willing to talk about how they got into the cycle of domestic violence and why they did it, and actually what kind of rehabilitation program they went through, and how they are different now in terms of their views with women versus when they were abusing women.
Very good advice. Thank you, Harleen. And also, Harleen gave us some money to cover some of the shortfalls that we had in the budget. Laura, I made a bet with Laura that we would get 100% participation. And her bet was what, 95%? And at this point, I don't know who won the bet, but it was interesting telling the kids about this bet. And did it impact attendance? Not at all. Not at all. So Laura, did you get a chance to see the video? Yes. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was wonderful. I thought the kids did a great job in a very short period of time. It's a lot of stress to place yourself on a video and look at yourself and see how you are and try to perform. I think the kids did an awesome job. I think you did an incredibly great job, and I thank you for doing this because it will have a good impact in the schools and for the young people, because I think the young kids need to tell the kids what's really going on, and I really appreciate it since I work with females.
Well, we got a copy of the video for you, and any advice how we could have done a better job?
I think the hope would that you could have more time in the future. I think we try to rush things, and what we realize is that we need to give the kids more time to practice and feel comfortable. And I think in doing that we would probably see even more about what's really going on in their lives. So really in a short period of time it was very good.
Thank you, Laura.